Women in the dating pool are superior to men in the dating pool, and I can prove it. Now, men, before you get yourself into a tizzy and come squealing into my comment section, insulting me, calling me ugly, old, fat, gonna die alone with my cats, this is a facts over feelings space, and I'm going to provide you with some facts. Also, the specific dating pool I'm talking about is both heterosexual and 35 plus. People dating in their 20s is a totally different scenario. So how am I going to prove that women are superior to men in the dating pool? And by superior, I mean worthy of partnership. It's actually pretty simple. We're going to start with divorce statistics. In the US, 70 to 80% of divorces are filed by women, and that number can jump up to 90% if the woman is college educated. So let's just go with 80%. 80% of divorces are filed by women. So 80% of the time, the woman has decided that the man is not worthy of being her partner. Now, of course, the reasons can vary. And of course, some of those are mutual decisions, and the woman just happened to file the paperwork because, men often don't file the paperwork. Now, it's not just divorced people who are in the dating pool. There's also those who have never been married. And 28% of men by the age of 40 have never been married. 25% of women by the age of 40 have never been married. So then we add the total number of men whose wife divorced them. That's 58% of total men in the dating pool whose wife left, plus the 28% that were never married. We get to 86% of men in the dating pool have never been married and were left by their wife. So let's look at the same thing for women. 15% of women were deemed unworthy partners by their husbands, and 25% of women in the dating pool have never been married, for a total of 40%. And even if we were to take these numbers at face value, which we're not, and said that if you've never been married and that if someone has divorced you and left you, that makes you an unworthy partner, men are twice as likely to be an unlikely partner than a woman. More than twice as likely. But that's not the full story. There's no time to go through all these numbers, and you can pause if you want to read. But essentially, I said to myself, not all men who've never been married are going to be unworthy partners. Not all men who've been left by their wife are unworthy partners. And not all men who left their wife are worthy partners. So I extrapolated some numbers from there. And this is where we land. 80% of the men in the dating pool, 20% good. So now you got to dig through that 80% to find the 20. What about women? And I did the exact same thing for women. Not all women who've never been married are unworthy partners. Not all women who filed for divorce from their husband are worthy partners. Some of them are not. And not all women whose husband left are unworthy partners. I extrapolated the numbers from there. And this is where I ended up. 84% of women are worthy of partnership, and 16% are unworthy of partnership. That's a significant difference. And as a woman who left the dating pool because it's a cesspool, it certainly feels accurate. And also explains why women everywhere are choosing to be single.
All right, she said a mouthful here. Dished out a lot of statistics. So let the doctor here operate and dissect exactly what she just said. So she said, in summary, right, that women are superior to men in the dating pool. Why? Because most women with a college education, 90% are divorcing their husbands. And then she rambled on to say, according to my calculations, only 20% of men are deemed worthy of dating. Guys, we already know what she's talking about. Okay, the 20% of men, by the way, FYI, if you're late to the party, she's talking about the high value men out there. Guys with the 6-figure income, guys with the, that live in, gated communities, drive Lamborghinis. She's talking about those guys. Okay, those are basically the top tier guys that she is saying are worthy of being dated. All you other peasants, don't even bother. Okay, all you other losers, don't even bother with us. While she's saying 84% of women, I mean, you gotta laugh, right? 84% of women, on the other hand, are deemed worthy of dating. I don't know about you, but when I look out there into the world, I do not see 84% of women worth dating. Okay, it is a very small number of women worth dating. So again, with her calculations here, and she's really comparing apples to oranges here, because when it comes to men's preferences in what we want to date, most of these women do not fit the bill. Okay? We're not looking for a whole lot of boxes to tick here, right? We don't care about college educated, freaking postgraduate, master's degree. We don't care that you're driving a brand new Beamer and that you live in a mansion and that you are a CFO for, some Fortune 100 company. We don't care. We don't care. Only thing we care about is young and hot. That's what we care about. And cool, right? Notice how that's last, right? We'll put up with a little attitude if you're hot enough, but preferably young, hot, and cool. Those are our boxes we want to tick as guys. 84% of women do not fit that because they're either loud, unattractive, fat, overweight, land whale, brainwashed by feminism. Most women do not fit that bill. It's becoming harder and harder to find the type of women that, typically a guy would want, right? In this day and age. So, and I really tried to, I watched her video a second time to just see where she was coming up with this, this final calculation for why 84% of women are deemed, good for dating. I mean, not to mention the fact that most of these women that she is deeming, qualified for dating, are over the age of 30, which is not what guys want, right? Right? That's what guys settle for when they can't get the younger women, right? That is what guys settle for. And it's probably, the 80% of guys she's, figuring in her calculation there that would settle for that. Whereas the high level guys want the younger women, get the younger women, would never date an older woman like her. Okay. And on top of that, her saying that because of her calculations, it proves that women are superior in the dating pool. She is not figuring in, she did not once, she calculated everything else, right? Like degrees and all that and college educated and blah, blah, blah. But she did not calculate women's age, did she? Did she calculate that? Did she calculate, or did she account, I should say? Did she account for women's age versus men's age? Because as we age, guys, we get better, we get richer, right? We become more of what women want, right? We get more confident, we get more independent, we get more self-reliant, right? These are things that women would want, right? Whereas for women, no. She needs to take into account the fact that, hey, after the age of 30, you're invisible to those 20% of guys that you're mentioning there that are deemed worthy of dating. Those 20% of dudes will not date you. They will have sex with you, but they will not settle down with you. Okay? So let's make that clear. You can have sex with those guys, but you cannot get a relationship from those guys. Okay? So there's a lot of, this chick just reminds me of like a CNN segment or something like that, where they completely manipulate the facts to make it sound, this dog's going nuts out here. They manipulate the facts to make it sound like, oh, look at this study proves that women are superior in dating pool. And then they leave out a lot of context, right? They leave out a lot of context that would prove otherwise, that no, you are superior in the dating pool. And here's the truth. I'm going to summarize this for you guys. Okay, here's the truth. Women are superior in the dating pool before the age of 30. Simple as that, right? That is when they are superior in the dating pool, and men are not. Okay? However, after the age of 30, men are superior in the dating pool, and women are not. Okay? The college degree nonsense and, oh, I divorced my husband because I got this college degree. You're just admitting you're doing those guys a favor, right? Because if you tell a guy, would you rather date the 45-year-old college educated woman with a PhD, or would you date the 22-year-old Chick-fil-A drive-thru girl? You're gonna be like, man, that Chick-fil-A drive-thru girl sounds cute. Many of them are. I'm gonna go for that, right? You don't care about the degree, because all that's, translating to in your mind is this chick must be full of herself, completely self-absorbed. She's gonna be bragging about herself the entire time and telling me how lucky I am to be with her. She's gonna be bringing all of her like emotional and mental baggage from the 1,000 chads that she banged from the dating apps for the last 2 decades into no, I don't want that chick. I don't want that chick. Right? And then she caps off her little rant there by saying, in summary, this is why most women are choosing to be single. And it's like, again, let's add the context to that. Are they actually single? This kid's like, Lamborghini. Yeah, so let's add the context to that. Are these chicks actually single? How do you define single, right? Because for a man, we would assume when you say single that you're not sleeping around. So you're single, right? You're not on these dating apps and you're not having sex with men, are you? Oh, wait a minute, you are. So yes, that's their definition of single, is getting freaking, ran through like a hooker, like a prostitute, like, like a porn star by Chad, Pookie, and Tyrone on the dating apps. Being a side chick. Let's get down to brass tacks, guys. That is a modern woman's definition of being single. I'm not married, I'm not in a long-term relationship with a man, but I am having sex with many, many men. That's what that means. Does that sound like a, fulfilling life? To me, that sounds like a very empty, soulless, and vacuous life. Which is why, since she loves statistics, which is why most women her age and older are on so many antidepressants and are reporting that they are unhappier than ever before at any point in history. This is the unhappiest and most miserable group of 30-year-old women that we've ever had throughout time. Even right now, with all the luxury and convenience that we have in the world, this is the unhappiest group of women that we've ever had. How funny is that? Okay. Now that we've totally annihilated and destroyed her argument, right? And I would have totally just smashed this chick if we were on a live debate. I totally could have just destroyed this chick. Let's go to the next clip.
So let me get this straight. Because you didn't want to do chores, you took your children's father away from them.
When will men understand that it is not just chores? It is not just the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry. You are trying so hard to miss the point entirely. She is saying, I want an equal partner. I want someone who will share the domestic labor equally with me. I don't want to have to delegate tasks to him. I don't want to have to make him a to-do list. I don't want to have to tell him what to do. I don't want to tell him to have to be an active participant in a home that we share together and to care for the children that we both have. It's more than the physical labor. It is the mental labor. I'm going to touch on the assumptions you made about her keeping her kids from their dad. Let's stay focused here. Not because she didn't want to do chores, because we get tired of being your mother. We get tired of everything falling on our shoulders to keep track of and being the whole domestic engineer of our family and our households. It's so much more than chores.
Okay, I've heard more than a few of these women rant about this lately, about the chores and who's doing the chores, and we have shared equal responsibility. Again, it really just boils down to who the breadwinner is, who's bringing home the bacon, who's bringing home the money. I mean, these days, like, a lot of these women are making like good money, right? And if they're working out there and doing everything, then yeah, I mean, you'd have to contribute. I don't know what that relationship would be like. I mean, I don't have any experience in that. If you're one of those, comment below. However, I do know that when it comes to like cleanliness in a neat home, I'm not like a super neat freak, but I like my laundry done. I don't like things out of place. I'm kind of OCD that way. If if you pick something up, like a remote or something, put it back in the same place. Don't like leave it under the couch or whatever where I have to go digging for it. But I mean, yeah, for me these days, I don't really, most of the time it's just me, and I don't like doing these chores. They're very time consuming, like laundry and and washing the car and whatnot. I mean, it's pretty time consuming. So I just hire a maid. I mean, it's not even that expensive, and it just it relieves yourself of a lot of it gives you a lot of mental space to focus on other things, right? It's just like in my business, when I started hiring employees, I just was amazed at how much free space I suddenly had in my mind to just enjoy the day and or work on other things. And laundry is no different. It's just one of those chores. I mean, sometimes like I'll just throw it in the laundry if it's like something real quick, or my dog accidentally pees on me, I will take the shirt off and just throw it in the laundry, right? Or if I can't wait, because the maid only comes like once a week. So in that case, yeah, like my girl, for example, doesn't really have to do anything. So I hold her to a higher standard, right? I make her do certain things, like I like to get my dogs ice water, right? At the start of each day before, we get in the car, I like to get them fresh ice water from Starbucks. So if there's no drive-through Starbucks, I will send her into Starbucks. I'm like, hey, run in there and get, 2 Trenta cups of ice and 4 tall ice waters, and then like buy a cookie or something so they don't freak out. We're getting all these free waters. And then she'll do it, right? She'll bring it back, no complaints. She knows the drill, right? Because she doesn't have to do laundry when she's at my place. And again, the maid comes and does pretty much everything, but I expect her to do other things. If I need her to take care of my dogs while I go work, she'll go do that. I mean, she makes up for it in other ways. So there is that, shared responsibility, because I'm the breadwinner, obviously, right? I mean, yeah, I'm the one who's doing well here, and when I first met her, funny enough, yeah, she was working at Chick-fil-A. That's where I first saw her. I was like, Chick-fil-A, Aliso Viejo, working that drive-thru. And I remember first time I went by there and I saw that, that blonde hair, and, I like blondes. I mean, I like brunettes too, but, yeah, I saw that like blonde hair, cute ass smile, and just, whew, blue eyes and just bright, good energy, hadn't been ran through by 2 decades of chads, like so many of these 40-year-old women or whatever. So, she was still young. She was only 19, and just, very cool, very mature, held herself well. And I was like, yeah, man, yeah, let's do this. In any case, here we are, almost 4 years later. But regardless, she understands that too. It's like, okay, well, you don't need to do laundry. But even when there is laundry that needs to be done, like, again, and the maid's not there to do anything, she will go in there and she'll do it, right? And she'll fold and do all this other stuff. So I mean, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to have that. Or if I'm like, hey, can you microwave this thing for me real quick? I'm almost home. Do that for me. Or sometimes I'll just have her do random things, right? Hey, can you run down the store and get me this, right? Just little things like that so I don't have to do it. Hey, run down to Vaughn's or Ralph's and go pick up some spinach for me, pick up some dog food for Cash and Gizmo, and get like a case of bottled water, right? She'll go do it, no problem, right? So in any case, guys, yeah, let me know how that works out. I mean, in your situation with your family, as far as like laundry goes, I mean, yeah, it's one of those chores that nobody likes to do, right? But let's face it, man, women are better at it than dudes are, right? You don't see a whole lot of like maids that are dudes out there doing laundry. It's mostly females because they are better at it. But as always, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, please drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you there in my comments. All right, this is M from the 33 Secrets signing out here with the Lamborghini. Yes, it's my Lambo. Go to Matt Cross Official, my IG. See the entire process of me purchasing this vehicle. Took about 2 months to close, and the same guy who delivered my DeLorean also delivered my Lamborghini. TJ at Florida Exotic Transport. If you ever need to transport a muscle car, exotic car, he's your man. So very excited about this vehicle. It's actually a pretty rare find. It's Rossifesto Red, which is one of the rarest colors for Lamborghini. It's a $14,880 option, believe it or not. I was on a hunt for one for over 2 years, just like I was my DeLorean. Finally found one. It's got super low miles, 11K, not bad. And we're gonna be featuring this car a lot more here on the channel for many years to come. This is gorgeous, isn't it? Whew. Oh my gosh, take a look at this. It hasn't dried yet, but I'm still putting this on there. It's my IG tag. But as always, gentlemen, make sure you smash that like button. Smash that like button below. Do it for the Lamborghini and the DeLorean. I still have it, by the way. I'm not selling the DeLorean. I'll probably keep this car for a little bit, but DeLorean is gonna stay. So we'll get the DeLorean back on here pretty soon. But enjoy the Lamborghini. And again, smash the like button. Smash that subscribe button as well. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there into the world and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students all around the world now are out there approaching and closing every single week. And I kid you not, we are making it happen every single week. And I want you to become one of us. I want you to join us. And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me in Mastery. So take advantage of it. It's the best way to support my work. If you love what I'm doing here, if you love what I'm teaching you here, and you feel like I've added value to your life, this is the best way to pay me back. Get into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months of Mastery. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out with the Lambo. Till next time. Whew, so sweet.